L'équipe de Maps to the Stars est avec nous sur le plateau
The crew of Maps to the Stars is with us. David Cronenberg, we are delighted to have you here again in Cannes, and your wonderful cast is here. Julianne Moore, thank you for being here. Mia Wasikowska, Sarah Gadon, John Cusack, Evan Bird, and Robert Pattinson. So David Cronenberg, we knew that Hollywood was somewhat neurotic, but you tell us it's incestuous. Is that your view of the world of cinema, an incestuous world?
Well, it's really, I have to blame the writer Bruce Wagner, who wrote the wonderful screenplay. He lives in L.A., he was born and raised in L.A., and so he's the one who really understands Los Angeles. So don't blame me, it's his fault. It's his fault.
Vous avez votre part de responsabilité.
But you have your share of responsibility.
That's
since
true.
you directed the
I
film.
will accept the responsibility, yes. I think that there is literally incest in the movie, but there's also a kind of metaphor. It's a kind of creative incest, I think, that is in Hollywood, where the same ideas go around and around, and there's no interbreeding, there's no fresh blood, there's no fresh DNA, and so there's a kind of creative incest, I think, is really what the criticism of Hollywood would be right now.
It's true. The actors you present are quite monstrous. Julianne Moore, you had already accepted the first project 8 years ago, and there you're playing a rather monstrous actress. Is that your vision of this profession, that you have to have a monster side to you?
Well, frankly, I mean, I actually don't consider her monstrous. I find her sad and childlike, and someone she's never really grown up. She's someone who doesn't believe that she was parented, doesn't believe that she was cared for, and is just really this kind of enormous well of need that will never be filled up. And so all her validation, she's looking for herself to be validated all on the outside with fame, celebrity, wealth, whatever. Nothing is about what's interior, and so she keeps kind of searching for the outer things, and of course she'll never get there.
Mia Wasikowska.
Mia Wasikowska, how do you see this portrait? You are a young Hollywood actress. How do you see this portrait of this environment in Hollywood? Does it correspond to what you see?
I think I told David that when I read the script, I was horrified but at the same time, I just thought it was incredible in the sense that there was something very familiar about it, but it was almost taken to a slightly heightened degree of what I know of Hollywood. So no, I wouldn't say it's like my experience of Hollywood, but there's certain elements that seem like if I was to have a fever dream about Hollywood, it would be something like this.
Hollywood, ça pourrait être quelque chose comme ça. John Cusack, votre personnage est terrifiant.
And your character, John Cusack, is terrifying. He's a therapist, but he's a manipulator. Metaphorically, we might think that he is a kind of film director.
Yeah, in a way.
Comment vous avez-vous préparé ce rôle? Quel regard vous avez sur ce rôle?
How did you prepare this role? What view do you have of your role and of this film more broadly?
Well, he was sort of a patriarch of this family, of a dynasty he's trying to create. And I think Hollywood and Los Angeles is a place that can run a lot on fear. And there's a lot of predators out there who sort of exploit that fear and people's weaknesses. So he seems to be like in the Elmer Gantry mode of carnival barkers. But it was a wonderful script and a wonderful role.
Et un film extraordinaire.
And an amazing film, Robert Pattinson. Can you hear us? Hello, welcome. You are a young actor in this film. You are driving a limousine, and you're a young, aspiring actor. Did this role remind you of your beginnings, where you have odd jobs to survive? Did you use some of your own experience to play this role?
Julianne, oui.
Tell him that it was Bruce's.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. It was based on Bruce, who the writer. I wasn't really trying to play Bruce though. I only found out it was Bruce afterwards. I don't know. I guess he was just sort of slightly naive, opportunistic kind of hustler, and you meet plenty of them. I guess I am kind of one. But I don't know how much of my extensive outside acting experience I could have drawn from being a terrible waiter and stuff like that. I don't know.
C'est un plaisir de vous retrouver devant la caméra, David
It's
Cronenberg.
a pleasure to see you behind the camera again, David Cronenberg, and was it obvious to be in regardless of the role he proposes, are you willing to work this?
Yeah, I mean 100%. I would. I said yes to it before I'd read the script. I had no idea what it was about or anything, and I'd say yes to all of them.
Eva Byrne, bonjour, bienvenue à Cannes. Prenez un micro, s'il vous plaît. Alors, comment vous avez vu votre personnage de jeune enfant star? Vous êtes un jeune comédien déjà connu, qui avait beaucoup tourné pour la télévision. Vous vous retrouvez là dans un rôle très important au cinéma. Comment vous avez préparé ce rôle et quel regard vous avez sur ce jeune garçon que vous jouez, qui est déjà revenu de tout, on a l'impression, qui ne croit plus vraiment en grand-chose?
Sorry, I speak a little French, but you speak too fast for me.
Quel regard vous avez sur votre
What
personnage?
was your point of view on your character? How can you present this character to us?
Oh well, Benji's just he's a brat, and
He's a good boy.
yeah.
Ouais.
I guess I don't know. Just played the best brat I could. He's a pretty messed up kid. You know. His parents take advantage of him. He's sort of a mix between the kid from Home Alone and Justin Bieber, sort of. So. Yeah.
Oui, tout à fait. Sarah Gadon,
Yes, absolutely. And Sarah Gadon, you have a very special role. You play the Hollywood myth. Is that what it is?
I always kind of thought I was playing an icon in the film, actually. No, and I really enjoyed it. I think for me, the film is about everything that's beautiful but ugly underneath. And I think that is playing that kind of icon was the pinnacle of that idea. It's that, we emblemize women to be these beautiful icons of cinema, and then all of a sudden underneath they're just the antithesis of that. So I enjoyed that. Thanks.
Comment dirige David Cronenberg?
How is David Cronenberg as a director? Julianne Moore. What does David Cronenberg tell his actors on the set?
Je suis cruel, brutal.
I am cruel,
Yeah.
brutal.
Yes, savage. Yeah, savage. David is such a magnificent director and person, and what he does is he sets this incredible tone. He's so very, very prepared, and he tells an entire story in a shot. All you have to do is look at the frame half the time, and you kind of know what's expected of you. And he knows every single inch of the script. Any tiny question that you might have, even for a script supervisor, David will answer you first. And so you just feel incredibly supported. That there's this ballast underneath you all the time, and there's nothing that you can't do because David's going to take care of everything. It's pretty wonderful.
Magnifique. Mia Wasikowska. Je ne sais pas si vous comprenez le français, mais
Wonderful Mia Wasikowska. If I
Je suis né pour te connaître, pour te nommer,
read
liberté. Est-ce que vous
these
reconnaissez ce poème?
these words, do you recognize the poem?
You recognize the poem of
You're from the movie. From the movie?
Yeah, the poem that we read.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't know it before the film, but yeah, I think there were a couple of different versions that we looked at from when we were.
But those were translated.
Yeah. But yeah.
Qu'est-ce que ça représentait pour vous, ce poème? Parce que vous le dites souvent.
What does this poem mean for you, since you mentioned it's a very famous poem by Paul Éluard that he wrote during the Resistance and war? What does it mean for you, for your character?
I think, as with like most of the characters on this film, they're looking for like some amount of freedom or some kind of freedom from something that they almost don't know what is inhibiting them. And they've sort of created these defenses for themselves, and they've gotten into like such a mess. But I guess to me, it you know, what my character wants and what the poem means to her is having freedom, I guess.
La liberté, oui. Je suis né pour te connaître, pour te nommer
Freedom,
liberté aux cinéastes ici de faire les films.
freedom for filmmakers here to make the films they like. Thank you, David Cronenberg. Thank you for Maps to the Stars. And thank you for your wonderful cast. I wish you a wonderful time at the festival. Here are some more excerpts from the film.